meeting. So with that said, I see that you have a presentation, so there's no need for me to ask you, and I'll hand it over to you. Oh, let me also tell you that we have Tanisha Utley from our office, who has been participating with the History and Legacy Working Group and anything history and legacy in the ministry. And for continuity and consistency, we have her join in all of the history and legacy meetings as well. So with that said, let me hand it over to you for your presentation.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Smith. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to present our presentation to you in the committee today. We're excited. Over 131 years ago, St. David's School started, and we've been continuing going on for that period of time. So today we present with my team, we have Kelly Pitcher and Stebley Crockwell, and on behalf of our entire St. David's community. The history and legacy of St. David's Primary School, Learning Lights the Way. And along with that, we add to our St. David's Primary School, our attachment, our preschool that is already in place for the future. Why are we here today? In 2021, the government announced the purpose closure of St. David's Primary School. Since that time, a reevaluation parish with multiple schools to take into account the history and legacy before determining which school should be closed. Why we are here today to strongly advocate on behalf of our entire St. David's community to have St. David's School remain open for St. David's. Our goal, request that the government reconsider St. David's Primary School on the merits of the school historical role and as a community parish school based on the unique history, the culture of St. David's, the vital and continuous contribution the school has made as the first integrated school and still makes the community over 131 years. The role of the school as a community school now and in the future. A world-class school fit for the future. We are a school in the East End. We are ready to support the government vision to provide a world-class education for our young people, and we are ready to engage in the transformation process. St. David's Primary School is now and has the potential to be fit for purpose into the future. It checks all the boxes. As I stated earlier, we have our preschool in place. High academics and sporting standards, strong leadership, clear vision and values, high quality, dedicated teachers, supportive parents, and motivated students, culture connection, history connection, legacy connection, and all the successful alumni, robust infrastructure with room to expand. Our next speaker will be Kelly Pitcher.
Thank you, Mr. Crockwell. Mr. Crockwell, can you please go to the culturally and globally connected community? Thank you. St. David's is its own unique community. A diverse heritage. Right from the early 17th century, St. David's was a mosaic of immigrants, indentured servants from England, Ireland, Scotland, Spanish-speaking Blacks from the West Indies, African slaves, and Native American slaves. I want to also point out, because of this diverse heritage, St. David's Primary has been celebrating St. David's Day, March 1st, and they just celebrated it on March 1st, 2024, so that all know and appreciate the connection that we have for this diverse heritage. We are isolated and self-resilient and proud. Until the Severn Bridge was built in 1934, St. David's was isolated from St. George's and the rest of Bermuda. Isolation birthed a tightly knit community, fostering traits of fellowship, pride, and resourcefulness unique to St. David's. I also want to point out that on our constituency census, St. David's is its own constituency. resilient in the face of adversity. In 1940, the forced displacement of St. David's Islanders from Southside to make way for the US base was a challenging chapter in our history. More recently, the community has lost its post office, grocery store, cinema, and Black Horse restaurant. We also want to point out as well that in 2016, it was said that we had a threat of closure, which also decreased our numbers, but we stayed steadfast and we stayed resilient. I want to say that when it comes to St. David's, there has been a lot of history written on St. David's, a number of books. I just want to mention Life on the Old St. David's by Ernest McCallan, The Legacy of St. David's Islanders. We also had a film specifically made about St. David's Islanders. And we also have a video, a music video specific to St. David's Islanders. I just want to quote someone from the Bermudian, The Story of St. David's. This was done May 18th, 2023 by Elizabeth Jones. Known for storytelling, wit, distinctive turn of phrase, as well as for their fierce independence, resilience, and hardiness, St. David's Islanders have a character all of their own. Strong traditions rooted in history. We have resilient seafaring community. The St. David's Islanders were renowned seamen and pilots who skillfully guided ships into harbor, shaping the island's commerce and trade. In 1879, our iconic lighthouse became an emblem of maritime heritage. We are skilled tradespeople. St. David's was known for its skillful boat builders, farmers, and fishermen who defined the essence of St. David's. Thanks to this unique history, St. David's remains a tight-knit, self-resilient, resourceful, and fiercely proud community that embraces its diverse heritage. It stands as a testament to resilience, diversity, and a rich cultural tapestry that continues to evolve with the changing tides of time. I also want to give an example of the St. David's seafaring legacy, the figurehead Lost at Sea Memorial, which is a very fitting tribute to those Bermudians who went down to the sea in ships and were lost at sea. The memorial was originally proposed in January 2003 when two fishermen were lost at sea in rough weather. This memorial by Bermuda artist Bill Ming was dedicated on November the 5th, 2005 by His Royal Highness Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. It stands proudly at the end of St. David's near the St. David's Battery. And I just want to also say that it was specifically chosen because of its seafaring history. We have a rich sporting heritage. Eastern County Cup competition. The St. David's alternates as the location for this annual competition, which began in 1904 between St. David's and Tuckerstown families. Players must be born in St. David's and have played for the St. David's County Cricket Club. Our unique history of St. David's Primary. 131-year history. In August 1833, the British Parliament abolished slavery in the British colonies and established a fund to build schools for the newly emancipated slaves in the colonies. As a result, St. David's was the first school that was established. The St. David's Elementary School was later established in 1893 at the St. Luke's AME Church in a single-room wooden building. In 1900, the first head teacher was Mr. Arthur Hudson, and the school was originally called Mr. Hudson's School. Catering to a diverse population. During the early years, other schools in St. David's catered to the island's diverse population. White children in the West and Black, Indian, Welsh, and Irish in the East, which later also catered to the children of American military families stationed on the base. On September 2nd, 1910, Mr. Hilton Richardson was appointed principal of St. David's Elementary School, later to be called St. David's Primary School. He petitioned the government to construct a proper stone building, which took some 30 years to be completed. On April 25th, 1949, he marched the students from the wooden building behind the current St. Luke's AME Church to the new building that we know of today. Bermuda's first integrated school. According to the records of the Department of Education, St. David's Primary School was the first integrated school in Bermuda. As you can see, our legacy of strong leadership, it starts off with Mr. Arthur Hudson. And when I was in St. David's Primary, it was Edward T. Wright. And now that my children go to St. David's Primary, we have Mr. Gladstone Thompson.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you, Kelly. Appreciate that. Thank you all for allowing us this opportunity to make this presentation. A high-performing school that is fit for the future. St. David's Primary is a consistently high-performing school with strong principal leadership, high standards, with students recognized for outstanding effort. It instills community values and supports lifelong learning. Consistent high performance.
Sebele, you just muted yourself. Sebele, you just actually muted yourself, Sebele. You're muted. Whoops.
Last year in 2023. Other things to highlight from the St. David's Primary School for 2023 was that the school won the primary school float during the Bermuda Day Parade. This is a tradition that St. David's has had. I can remember being a student of St. David's Primary and creating floats, and it's something that your children enjoy being a part of, and also shows that we are incorporating the tradition of Bermuda at St. David's Primary School. We also won the Mirrors Art Competition and St. George's Day of Poetry Competition last year in 2023, and recently we were participants in this competition last week. And the students, I must say, blew it out the water. I was present myself. They were excellent. Our boys soccer team won the 2nd division title in 2023, and our school play, the production was featured on CITV. And that school play in 2023, if you were not present, was based around the St. David's history. Effective leaderships and high teaching standards. The vision of the school is to produce excellent students who are committed to the values of excellence, collaboration, and accountability. We want our children to become productive citizens in St. David's, Bermuda, and internationally. Effective leadership. Mr. Thompson is a visible, hands-on head teacher who closely monitors the teachers' lesson plans weekly. He monitors the pacing of the curriculum and focuses on data-driven continuous improvement. He leads ongoing professional learning communities and professional development. It definitely starts from the top. Excellent standard of teaching. Our teachers create a positive learning environment with a student-centered approach of learning. They develop weekly lesson plans, structured lessons, and provide students with multiple opportunities to learn with differentiated instructions. Teachers regularly submit grades to Power School and meet with parents to provide them with feedback related to the child's progress. If you visit St. David's at any given time, you will often see teachers and students walking in and around a community with lessons, outdoor learning. I've seen it plenty of times. The students on the school field, I see them on the nature trails and at the neighboring beaches. Culture and individualism, learning, and parent involvement. As you move through the school, you get a sense that teaching and learning is important. Staff interact with students positively and reward positive behaviors so that school rules are shared, celebrated, and enforced. Children's unique qualities are met. We provide each child with opportunities for maximum social and academic growth, as well as practical support. We feed our children breakfast each morning, followed by recess in the AM, so they definitely have a breakfast program. They have recess in the morning, lunch, and the children engage in lunchtime daily play. Our encore subjects have great relevance at our school, and our children excel in art, music, and sporting activities. Children engage in Creative Fridays every other week, participating in creative activities. And I've recently seen that the school is hosting a Boys to Man program. So what they've done is they've reached out to young gentlemen in our community who have taken the time out of their daily work to come in, attend with the kids, show them what it entails for the jobs that they're at. We focus on, I've seen Onias Bascom, Dean Smith, who is a fireman and had the fire service attending the school, to speak to the young gentlemen on different career aspirations and goals that they may have. Parent engagement encouraged. The school has a legacy where the community values education and there is an expectation of excellence. Each staff reach out to parents to encourage them to stay engaged in their child's learning and development. Parents support science fairs, math fairs, and readings. The PTA is very active and supported by the parents. Innovators and trailblazers. We embrace Bermuda's vision for education by continuously improving and evolving. St. David's Primary School has been recognized and a HISS and THIS school, whereby we fully participated in professional development related to standard-based grading. In 2013, our primary school 2 class was recognized for introducing iPads to the students. And in 2014, St. David's invited the St. David's preschool to our site to ensure an ongoing partnership. So this was done by our current principal, Mr. Thompson, and the preschool principal at the time. So like Mr. Crocker previously said, that we already have a preschool on site at St. David's Primary. 2003, our P6 class participated in the GREAT program, the anti-violence classes. Distinguished and successful alumni. We have a host of alumni who have made and continue to make a valuable contribution to our society. I might add that the 3 of us that are presenting today all attended St. David's Primary and are proud alumni of the school. Over the years, this has contributed to a strong, tight-knit, traditions-based community that has provided many distinguished alumni who have contributed positively to both the St. David's and wider Bermuda communities. These include permanent secretaries, politicians, CEOs, ministers, lawyers, doctors, nurses, police officers, educators, civil servants, entrepreneurs, soldiers, not to mention the fishermen, farmers, pilots, carpenters, shipwrights, mechanics, and there are many more. The school has also produced some of Bermuda's best cricketers, track and field stars, as well as football stars. Leilani Nesbitt is our present poster child who has fully encapsulated our vision. On the next slide, you will see, or next few slides, you'll see a list of a few of our alumni. We can go on and on, but we just highlighted a few. We have several reverends, Reverend Charles Smith, Dr. Reverend Carlton Crockwell. We have Colonel Edward Lamb, Dr. Derlin, and I mean, you can skim through the list, and these names that are in the media on a daily basis are embedded well in the communities all over Bermuda. They originated from St. David's Primary School. I myself am an entrepreneur, an immigration specialist, and the current president of the St. David's County Cricket Club. Ms. Kelly Pitcher is a nurse. And these are just a few examples of what St. David's Primary has produced. Robust infrastructure with room to expand. The school building has evolved and expanded over the years to meet the changing needs of the school. The infrastructure is currently sound and well maintained. There is considerable scope to expand further, including the government-owned playing field, as well as government-owned land to the east of the school. And this photo just shows an overview of what we're working with from an aerial shot. Hub of the community. And this portion of the effects hits me near and dear to my heart because, like I stated, I am the current president of the cricket club who neighbors to the primary school. Kelly's going to explain the next 2 slides.
Thank you, Sablé. So we understand our education system needs to change to help our youth develop the knowledge, skills, and values to reach their full potential. And St. David's Primary supports this and the parish primary school vision of an education system where all young people are educated to lead personally and professionally, compete locally, and contribute globally. As you can see here, we call it the infinity ring. And so I just want to discuss some important points from this utility infinity ring, is that we are relevant. We are relevant because we connect our children to the outside for school. And with all that they do, when it comes to, again, an example is March 1st, which is St. David's Day. We are future focused. We have the Boys to Men program, like Sablé had mentioned, where they come into St. David's, into the community, engaging our young man, not just on certain careers, but careers that our forefathers, that my great-grandfather and great-great-grandfathers were held to. And we are future focused. We are flexible and we are personalized. And we also are inclusive. We have study groups. I am the president of the St. David's Primary School, the PTA president, and I can say that I have personally put groups together to assist the children with their Cambridge exams in studying so that everybody has the opportunity. We do have those children that are in the emergency housing. And so to ensure that everybody has the necessary materials, I have actually done a study group for them. For Bermuda, we're restoring learning that values our past. This is why we are presenting to you today, because we recognize that our current challenge is that St. David's Primary is threatened to be closed. And we want to recognize that we at St. David's Primary have a great history and a great culture. We are connected and we are empowering our children every day. I also want to discuss how we become culturally connected. We become culturally connected as well, because with the powwow that we had last year, it connects our Native Indian roots all over the world. We also do Spring into the Arts. We do the Poetry Day in St. George's. And we also had a Christmas play that was aired on CITV. And I just want to let you know that it was our original St. David's Primary School original songs and original Christmas play. We have entrepreneurial. Sablé Crockle is a very good example of that. And we are resilient. We have been resilient for 131 years. We have shown this resiliency by giving up our land to the US base. We have lost a lot when it comes to St. David's. And so we ensure that we are going to continue to be the hub of the community. And we show this empowerment by educating and giving our children the best care and excellence when it comes to the teachers at St. David's Primary School. I'm now going to hand it over to, next slide, Mr. Crockle. When it comes to the parish schools, the St. David's ticks all the boxes, Mr. Crockle, sorry. The parish school features learning at the center. I can say that the principal has said that the checkpoint exams, that 50% of our children at St. David's Primary are reading above their level. We are, the St. David's Primary School is passion-led by the teachers and the principal that we have there currently. We have real world learning. We have Parsons cricket as well as football. We have flexible learning environments for all, exciting, safe, and well-equipped indoor and outdoor learning environments. We have that. A different family partnership, engaging parents. We engage in parents every day. We engage parents with our PTA meetings every month. We are collaborative. St. David's is a distinct island on its own from St. George's. We are a distinct community and unique. We are equitable. Our PTA is very much involved into St. David's Primary, and we ensure that our children have all the needs met for when it comes to learning. We are culturally and globally connected in every way possible. And we have a legacy building as well. I want to hand it over to Sibley for the hub of the community.
Thank you, Kelly. I think to summarize what Kelly was saying is that we recognize that there should be a parish school, but we want you to recognize that although we are in the St. George's parish, we are definitely a different community. Geographically and morally, there are definitely two communities within St. George's. But moving on with the presentation, a parish school that is the hub of the community. The reality of most parents is that the schools are sought out based upon being near the community you live in, and that the school produces a high quality education in a safe, nurturing environment. St. David's Primary checks all of these boxes for those who call St. David's their home. The St. David's Primary School is the hub, and I will speak to it. I will say it is the heart of the St. David's community. It is located only 3 kilometers from the furthest residential housing in St. David's. It has a small teacher-to-child ratio. It has some of the highest academic scores across Bermuda, not just in the East. Our community is safe. If Google does establish a presence in Bermuda, St. David's Primary could benefit from its proximity to the site. And this is we all attended, our committee attended the meeting that Google hosted, and they have expressed interest in the St. David's Primary School. Given the isolated nature of the St. David's Island, closing the school will be equivalent to choosing a school in a parish that only has 1 school in it. The parish school is the hub of the community, and I'm just going to continue on. Joint use of the field with the St. David's Country Cricket Club creates mutual benefit. It connects education with sports and community and creates a pipeline of sports people. And the St. David's Country Cricket Club is highly vested in the youth that attend the St. David's Primary School. Every year, our school field is utilized by St. David's Country Cricket Club for the annual kite flying extravaganza known as Gilbert Lamb Day that we will all be attending on Friday. The St. David's Islands and Native community utilizes our school and fields to host a biannual powwow event that is attended by people from all over the world. The Native Indians provide our students with the special assembly during this event. And some families in St. David's whose children actually attend St. David's Primary host a lot of the participants of the powwow who come from overseas. We have several community partners, and we want to recognize them. They are Glory Temple and St. Luke's AME Church, Dolan's Gas Station, the St. George's Asso, the St. David's Asso, Wong's Golden Dragon, St. David's Country Cricket Club, Goodette and Young, Tasira's Shell Gas Station, Security Associates Limited, St. David's Seafood and Grill, and Cousins Variety. And we can reach out to any one of these community members when we are hosting events at the school and we have their full support. Hotbed of sport and talent. The school field is the home base for the Eastern County Cricket competition, previously stated in this presentation, along with 3 other local clubs. The field also hosts many other island sporting events, such as international cricket matches and national football matches for BFA and BSSF. Our students make up 80% of the St. David's Sports Club program. Over the years, the school has produced outstanding sports talent, including the Bascom brothers, Lionel Can, Oliver Pitcher Jr., and many others who have played at national and international levels. Our rising St. David star, Miss Leilani Nesbitt. We currently have an international, collegiate and international players in football and cricket, such as Leilani Nesbitt, who started their sporting career at the St. David's Primary School. A Bermudian footballer and cricketer, Leilani plays as a forward and a midfielder for American college team, Florida State. It says it in our presentation that Leilani captained her Florida State team to victory But most recent, and as recent as Saturday, Leilani played her very first game representing Chicago Red Stars. She made her debut in this women's league. This game was aired on television. I myself was home watching it. And if you log on to the Chicago Red Stars website, Leilani's birthplace says St. David's, Bermuda. That's how proud Leilani is to come out of and be raised in St. David's. So why the impact of closing the school? We have negative impacts, of course, and the impacts, a lot of them affect the families. So we're going to stick with the students, the impact on the students. Long travel hours are stressful and tiring for the young children. These children have to wake up earlier in order to leave earlier, with potential negative impact on academic performance. It reduces the time on after school activities. And I could speak to this personally because if children are taken out of St. David's Primary School and enrolled in other schools in other communities, it's highly likely that their parents will enroll their students in after school programs nearest to the school. And as the president of the cricket club, I know that's going to affect our program and our close-knit unity that we have with the students that are currently enrolled at St. David's Primary. The impact that it will have on the parents, the time spent commuting reduces family time, complexity on travel, logistics, and anxiety for children's safety for parents who depend on public transportation. Just imagine a 5-year-old having to catch a bus every day to and from school. A loss of neighborhood support and after-school care, decreases parents' ability to participate in school activities, school breakfast programs, or after-school activities. It rips the heart of the community. Community schools forge relationships that underpin the fabric of our communities. So what are the risks? When you move the schools out of the neighborhood, community fabric weakens. Children spend more time out of their communities than in their communities. Cultural disconnection, loss of community engagement between the students and locals, i.e. help with school functions, trips, and plays. Less after-school support with children, more likely to drift into antisocial behavior. We've seen this example faster when it came to the high schools and restructuring. Sports get removed from the community. I stated that before. 80% of the St. David's County Cricket Club youth program is made up of students from the St. David's Primary School. There are divisions between school friends and neighborhood friends, causing challenges in forming lasting relationships. Possible antisocial behavior and gang-related behaviors can start. Local businesses and services are impacted negatively without the presence of the children in our community. Creates logistical and financial implications. Transportation costs, financial burden for the increased bus fleet, buying more buses, maintaining them, increased driver numbers, and we all know the current struggles surrounding this topic. Environmental impacts of increased transportation, pressure of existing transportation systems, and we're speaking of the lack of buses, and traffic congestion and safety concerns. Building costs. The cost of building and maintaining new buildings will be affected, and cost maintaining current buildings once abandoned, both primary and middle schools. And the St. David's community are witnesses of this with the Clearwater Middle School that closed up. The amount of antisocial behavior that we see on a daily basis, we do not want that for our primary school.
Thank you very much, team. The study factors have been done today. The relationship between the history and the legacy of the school and the vision for parish primary schools. Persons who amplify an ethos of school and or have meaningful impact of the school community and or Bermuda. Community, national, international awards and recognition. Contribution of history, legacy of the school to the achievement and well-being of today's students. St. David's community, who asked us to bring this presentation, have spoken to all your study factors. St. David's is unique. It is earned parish, even though we're not a legal parish. St. David's has a long, significant history and continues to be the beating heart of the St. David's community. We do not want our school to close. History from 131 years up to now has proven that the school's legacy is a high-performing school. We believe under our present principle and principles to come, we will continue on this direction. Our team has spoken about people who are now in top positions in the community, locally and internationally. Taking the school could have a very negative effect. We spoke about that. We're saying that we believe that St. David's deserves its own school. The government has an opportunity to use St. David's Primary School as a model. Let us be a model. We have our preschool. We have the ability to enlarge the school. We have the best teachers and good teachers to come. Teacher ratio is excellent. We dedicate teachers, supportive community. St. David's School has a great potential to fulfill the government's vision and mission to be a world-class system that is fitted for purpose in the future. We are St. David's. We have not tried to run down any other school. We focus on our charge. Why in the study factors. And we believe through the 131 years, we would like to know that the government and this committee sees our commitment to ensure that St. David's Primary School and its community and all those that are around us have an opportunity to see the children walk down from Smithfield, walk down from the Crockwood Nursery, walk down from the homes to a safe environment, and then go back home where the community looks out for all the children. One more highlight I want to give you. One of the other important points about St. David's School is connectivity that it has with the other nursery schools in the St. David's area, with the baseland, the former baselands. Children get home safe by our own bus system. This community is well fitted for the future. We want to thank you, and we open up. If you have any questions for us, we have Kelly Pitcher that will lead the questions. Thank you.
Thank you for that comprehensive overview for your team. Just one question, Dr. Crockwell. The bus, is that a mini bus?
Yeah, the mini
In St.
bus is like,
David's? Oh, okay.
they have, Sarah Crockwell has a bus that picks up the children from school, takes it up to her nursery, and other people do the same thing in the St. David's community.
All right.
So we are fitted. Somebody might want to speak to that.
So Sarah has a nursery school and provides after-school care, because obviously St. David's is the furthest away from Hamilton. So the parents who work in Hamilton have somewhere for the kids to go between the closure of school and the time they arrive home. So they get delivered home directly to either seniors in the family, granny and grandfather, or they go to the nursery and they play and are cared for there until later on in the evening when the parents make it back to St. David's. Yeah, and then they take the house. Yes. And they get picked up as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's a early morning service as well as an afternoon service.
So you can tell even by that point right there, we are already operating as a separate community that takes care of those that live in our community.
Yeah, thanks for that. Carla, did you have any questions? Because I know the presentation was comprehensive.
I mean, they came with passion and the receipts, but I just have one question. I have never heard that St. David's was the first school in the island to integrate. Do you know what year that was?
I believe it was 18. Let us check our documents for a second. Okay. Kelly, you have that answer, Kelly?
I'm looking for it. It was as early as probably 1833, because in August 1833, the British Parliament abolished slavery. I'm not saying as early as that, but it says in 1910, Dr. Hilton Richardson was appointed principal. So that was as early as that we had integrated one of the newly schools to be integrated. And this was confirmed by Mr. Russell Richardson, who is the actual grandson of our first Mr.
Principal.
Hilton Richardson. And so that was a confirmation from his actual grandson to say that we were Department of Education. St. David's was the first integrated school in Bermuda.
Well, just personally, I know that, my family, Ingermans, I saw us on the list. I remember my father, they were all from Fair Reach, and they couldn't go to the black school or the white school. So they said they had to walk to St. David's. So I understand completely, and they loved it there, and their whole experiences of meeting everybody. And even today, it's still like, it is a small community. My stepfather, the wake for his funeral was held at the school. So you guys did a wonderful job, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I just want to also ask that for us we've been resilient, and we've also been respectful of what has been asked of us to present to you today. But I do just wish to say, in the sense of Mr. Russell Richardson, he did submit to the permanent secretary in a timely manner for of the original scores that we thought that were unfair. And 3 out of those 4 has been sent back to us. I just was wondering whether the 4th one was going to be looked at along with this presentation.
Well, I can tell you, Ms. Pitcher, that this is for history and legacy only.
Mm-hmm.
The other items that Mr. Richardson sent in, they were looked at. There were some that required information from public works and facilities, because we don't hold those records in the ministry. And the person who was handling the facilities was actually out until February for like several months. So they are back, and we will get information. He was looking for specific information on maintenance of AC and things like that. We don't have that information in the ministry, but we still have it outstanding to provide the information. It comes from public works and the facilities maintenance. So it's not capped in the ministry, which is why it took us a while to even respond, period.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
I think, is there any more questions for us?
No, I think that your presentation was great. We did say that we can receive the presentations up to 3 days after the interview. So we'll be happy to receive it and let it form part of the formal record if you wish to send it.
I will make sure that it's sent to you by tomorrow or late this afternoon. We have our PTA meeting tonight. We'll present it tonight to our PTA. Then we'll send it off tomorrow morning. Is that fine?
Okay, yes, fine. And it has to be sent through the school principal.
Yeah, Mr. Thompson will send it, yes.
Yes.
No problem at all. We want to thank you. We're passionate St. David's Islanders. Today, as you can tell, I wore my yellow sweater with my yellow tie just to represent St. David's.
Yeah.
I'm
I
the oldest.
quickly as well. I just want to, I know this topic it's very pressing, but I've enjoyed the journey. We met, we started to meet in October. We've been meeting weekly on a Wednesday, and it's been amazing to see the trailblazers and the people that have come to the school meetings. So a lot of those names you saw on the list are people that have actually attended our meetings and helped us to gather the information. Some what we already knew, but I mean, it's not just the parents and teachers who are currently involved in St. David's Primary. This hits home for so many. And I mean, I saw faces come out that I haven't seen for years, and there's a lot of other things that could have brought them out of their homes, but the closure of the school is something that St. David's just wasn't going to allow a silent fight on. We're warriors, and they don't call us warriors for nothing. We're not going to be all in your face, but we will fight to the end for our children coming up.
So thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
And if you have any more questions after the fact, feel free to let the principal know that you want to speak to us, and we'll
Yes.
make ourselves available.
I
Thank
just,
you.
sorry,
Thank you. Thank you.
before we leave, I'm sorry, I just wanted to also say that we want to ensure that our face will not be erased as St. David's Primary, because St. David's Primary, being our hub in the community, it is a reflection of all of us when it comes to being a St. David's Islander, which is a vast history and a unique history. And I can say that Keith Archibald Forbes wrote about St. David's in his Bermuda St. David's Island from the Bermudian. And he said St. David's Islanders have a unique character and flavor, some always being different to most other Bermudians. And we are St. David's Islanders, and we consider ourselves to be unique, and we consider ourselves to be different. And so this is why we have brought this presentation to you today, so that our face will not be erased and our children's faces will not be erased for our history and legacy for St. David's Primary. So thank you on that.
Thank
Once again,
you. That
on
was
behalf
good.
of the-
I'm sorry, Dr. Crockwell, before you finish, can I
Sure.
just say and acknowledge that your school principal has been really active on this end, contacting me, making sure that everything was in order for your group, and sharing how active you all were and engaged you all were. So I just want to acknowledge that.
Thank you very much.
Kelly,
Thank
what
you.
was that statement you always make, Kelly, before we close, about being taken from our reservation? I really like that.
So-
That came on, and that has never left me.
So I basically said, when we first heard that St. David's was on the basic chopping block, I just said that I don't want it to be for us to feel like Native Indians being forced on a reservation. And we know what happened to those Native Indians when they went to those reservations, that they had to take form of other cultures and by the white man. And so it basically seems as if for St. David's Primary, we don't want to feel that we are on a reservation. We have a rich culture. We have a rich history that shows through our presentation today, and that we don't want to be erased. We want to ensure that our children know what it is to be a St. David's Islander, because this St. David's is part of Bermuda. We make Bermuda. We are our own island. If you take away those two bridges, where would our children go to school? That happened with Fabian. The main bridge got washed away. I could not get home for 4 days. So when you look at it, St. David's is its own right of being unique, and it's on its own right. We have that Native Indian history, but we don't want to feel that we are being pushed out of our place and our culture and out of our hearts. So I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll end I'll end it with this. On behalf of the entire St. David's community, those that still live there and those that don't live there anymore, including myself, and that is, if our forefathers can come back and look from 131 years ago and find the passion that we have to keep our school open, I believe they will be proud of us. And we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, and may the blessings of God be upon you as you make your decision. Have a good day.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.